All right, so I've been producing since 2005. Since I was in high school. First, I started off with if y'all know the game Music Maker on PS2, PlayStation 2. I started off on that game, and what you could do is it was kind of like today's Splice. You know, you take loops, you take sounds, and you put them together and create a song kind of like Splice, but Splice, of course, you can chop it up, the samples and stuff the way you want to. But anyways, I started with Music Maker. I don't know if you younger folks know about cassette tapes. Cassette tapes. I used to use a cassette tape, and what I do is put the cassette tape in front of the computer. In front of the TV while had it in PlayStation, and I'll play the song that I created in Music Maker. And some people had MTV Generator. That was another one that people used to make beats on. But anyways, I used Music Maker and I recorded the song from the TV to my cassette recorder. And I used to bring it to school and have my homeboys listen to my songs, my beats on a cassette. And so that's when I did that was around the end of when cassettes was really that thing. It started getting really into CDs around the 2000s. And so that's what I used to do at the beginning. And then I had a guy I knew in high school. He made some dope sample beats. So this was around the time Kanye West really popped off. Kanye West is like my initial introduction into what a music producer really was. And so, that really got me. Kanye West producing College Dropout, and then realizing later on that he produced so many other great records later on. That's classic, to this day. And so, that's how I really got into producing. But I can't believe I just thought about that. I've been, in this music production for 20 years now, since 2005. I can't believe it. Start off with FL Studio. During that time, people was like, if you use FL Studio, you're not a real producer. But now, that's the main thing now. And so everything has changed. Everything has shifted over time. But, the main thing I want to talk about is how I had to change my production style over time. At the beginning, it was sample based, hip hop based. Everybody used samples at the time, to really get into this hip hop thing. I came a little bit after the time where you had the R&B beats, you had Dark Child, you had these overproduced. I wouldn't say overproduced, but you had so many things inside of the production, the underdogs and stuff like that. I came in a little in that middle time, 2005. And so, like I said, the sampling thing took the production world by storm by the time I got into producing, I should say. And, I've seen changes, where you don't have to overproduce. And that took a span over a lot of the time I did music was this simplicity. Trap music was on a rise during my times as producing. And I felt myself that sometimes I felt like I overproduced because it was just a new wave coming in, as far as hip hop producers is concerned. People just made some dope trap beats, added 808s, and that was the song. You had loops. But my advice to new producers is, create your own path as a producer. Create your own path because trends will come and trends will go as far as producing. But songwriting will never change. I feel songwriting is a less trendy thing than it can be a trend as far as songwriting, but I think as far as the production side, it's more more trends, more trends. And so again, create your own path. I think of Jermaine Dupri and B Cox, how they still going with hits because they stick to their formula. They stick to the sound that made them who they are as producers. And I feel a lot of producers have to do this these days. They have to create their own sound. Don't just have the same drums that other producers have. You may have the same drums, but as a producer, I would tweak it a little bit to sound different from other producers. That's what made Timbaland so special. That's what made Pharrell, the Neptunes, so special. We have to give credit to Chad Hugo as well. I can't forget Chad Hugo as far as the Neptunes is concerned. But we have to create our own path, and then that way, as a producer, you don't have to worry about following the trends because you created a new sound that other people may follow in the future. And so, that's the thing I learned from producing for so many years, for 2 decades. I can't believe it. For producing, music for 2 decades, that you just got to follow your own sound. And I've been fortunate to have my own mindset as far as being a producer, not trying so much to follow the trends, not so much trying to follow what everybody else does, but just following my own path on the sound I want to hear, the sound I grew up with. Kind of keep the nostalgia of the past, but add some elements that's relevant to today's ears, today's listeners, just to keep it fresh. But as a producer, you just can't be so focused on following the trend, because the trend may leave or the trend may stay for a while. But either way, if you stay and keep your own path as far as your sound, you can go a long ways. Don't just try to follow other producers. Like this hot loop is coming out and you want to hop on that loop, and then you find yourself in a lawsuit. You find yourself in a predicament where people say you stole their song. And that's another thing, to stay afloat is to stay original. Have your original sound, your original. Not saying that chords is original. I feel like no chord or chord progression is original. Except the pattern of the chord progression. If you get what I'm saying. I know I'm a music geek, so don't mind me on that what I just said. But there's different chords that sequences of chords that may be original to your sound. It's a lot of producers, like I think offhand, like Babyface. They had a certain formula as far as their chord progressions that made them who they are. That made their music magical and great to hear. Ear candy. And so again, appreciate y'all for watching. I hope y'all got some, from this discussion. Create your own path. That's the thing I've learned from producing for 20 years. Is just to create your own path, your own sound, as far as being a producer. And so, if you got something from this and you want to support this channel, you can send a super thanks. They have super thanks now on YouTube. You can support this channel, and please subscribe. Please subscribe to this channel so you be updated on my latest content, on this channel. I'm looking forward to have more discussions like this on this channel. And so until next time, peace.